So I wanted to make this video weeks ago, and let me start off by saying in the stream I said that I was going to make a controversial video. I'm going to make that next. I wanted to make this one first just so I don't have to talk about it in the video I'm about to make, because this one is going to be quick and short by comparison. I know people dislike when I make short videos because, you know, people just want all the lunch in the world, but this doesn't need to be a long video at all. When it comes to women, I get it. I attract, you attract what you are. I'm a nerd. I like knowing the mechanics. I like knowing, every little detail. So I understand, right? I'm somebody who doesn't like knowing stuff. So naturally, I'm not usually just content with the simple answer. I usually want to know all the mechanics. I get it. You attract what you are. So the people that watch my videos, they also like all the extra nerdy mechanics. So like when a woman does something, you want to know why, you want to know how, you want to know like all the extra details, right? But here's the purpose of this video, man. When it comes to women, again, I have to clarify this because it's 2025. We live in an era of people
In 2 miles, use the right 2 lanes to take exit 25A for I-70 East toward Baltimore.
I should turn the GPS off because I know how to get back to Baltimore from here, but whatever. We live in an era where they're convincing you guys that men and women are the same and there's no differences. There's no biological differences between men and women. There's no however you say the word differences. There's no differences in upbringing. You guys are being tricked into thinking men and women are the same, even though you can look at a fucking woman and look at a fucking man. Like, they're training you guys to not listen to your own fucking eyes. It's crazy. But before you watch this video, you have to understand men and women are not the same. Men and women are two completely different sexes. You people that think that we're all the same and you can just pick whatever gender, don't watch the video. Get the fuck off my channel, because what I'm about to say isn't going to help you. So with that out the way, when it comes to women, okay, if you're trying to attract men, this video, what I'm about to say in the video isn't necessarily going to help you, because again, this is specifically talking about women. If you're trying to attract men, it's a different, it's just a different game. So with that out the way, when it comes to women, you either have compliance or you have...
Use the right 2 lanes to take exit 25A for I-70 East toward Baltimore.
You either have compliance or you have non-compliance. Modern women will resist this if you say this out loud, if they're not attracted to you. But a woman's level of interest, generally speaking, can be displayed by
for 7 miles.
How submissive she is to you and how easy she makes things for you. Now, if she's a whore and she's just making everything easy for everybody, then, I mean, you can go for those types of chicks if you want, but this right here doesn't apply as much. But you have compliance and you have non-compliance. So what I mean by that is, when a woman's interest is below a 6 or below, you try to make plans with them. You try to call them on the phone. You try to ask them on a date. You try to invite them back to your place to fuck, right? If their interest is a 6 or below, they're going to be unsubmissive. They're going to be non-compliant. They'll either flat out tell you no, or they'll make up some bullshit. Or, I mean, let me not say make up some bullshit, because sometimes they're telling you the truth. So she'll say, I have a boyfriend. Oh, I'm going out with my friends later. I'm busy. And those may be true, right? They're not always lying. But when a woman's interest is like a 7 or an 8, they may still be busy later on that night. They may have a boyfriend, right? And they may still tell you to see what you're going to do. But when a woman's interest is like a 7 or an 8, and you try to make plans with them, they're going to comply, right? Now, the inner nerd in us is going to be like, damn, man, why is she hanging out with me when she has a boyfriend? Or why is she ditching her friends to hang out with me? And all you got to understand is you either have compliance or non-compliance. The extra little details when it comes to women don't matter in terms of trying to move things forward, because if a woman declines your offer, it's very unlikely she's going to tell you the true reason why. And if she tells you any truth about the matter at all, it's not going to be the full truth. So trying to ask a woman why she's declining your offer or why she's doing something is a waste of time most of the time, unless you really know what you're doing, because she's not going to tell you the truth anyway. She's not going to tell you the full truth anyways. Training a woman to be honest with you is something, it's a process that happens over time after you begin moving things forward with a woman. And training a woman to be honest with you, you have to know what you're doing. And listen to what the fuck I just said. She'll be honest with you if you can get her to submit fully and get to that level in your relationship. But she's still gonna lie to other people. So, and this is what I've already said. I already know is gonna piss a lot of people off, particularly guys that aren't experienced with women. Because again, they're raised to think men and women are the same. So they're raised to believe that a woman's brain and a woman's thought process is the same as men. Here's the thing, guys. Women were never raised to be honest. It was never their culture to be honest. Actually, the opposite. While men were being raised to be honorable, honest knights and whatnot, women were being raised the opposite, to use their femininity in order to get what they desire. Now that's changed a bit in recent times. In modern times, everybody's trained to lie. But up until recently, men, at least to some degree, were trained to be honest. Women never were. So that's already one major difference. So when you're speaking to a man, if the man is honest, you can get him to keep it a stack with you. And that man is, I mean, if it's in his personality, he'll keep it a stack with everybody. But because women live different lives, they look at it this way. Despite what these feminists will say out loud, women know they are physically weaker than men. Women know that physically they cannot take a blow like a man could. They can't take physical damage like a man can. So one of a woman's go-to defensive mechanisms is to not try to stir the pot unless that woman dislikes another woman. Even when they dislike a guy, they won't necessarily try to test their luck. Because when women are mad at each other, they usually don't fight, unless you're in the hood. But if you're in any other parts of the world besides the hood, women usually don't fight each other physically. So one of their defensive mechanisms is they'll try to maintain order. They'll try to maintain peace. So instead of her telling you that she doesn't want to go on a date with you because she doesn't find you physically attractive, she's going to say, I have a boyfriend. And she may have a boyfriend. But this is the part they're not telling you guys is that women will still hang out with guys that they're attracted to even if they have boyfriends. That's the part they're not telling y'all. So if they reject your offer and say, I have a boyfriend, they may be telling the truth. Or they say, I'm busy, they may be telling the truth. But the part they're not telling you is that, yeah, I was busy tonight, but I'll change my plans to make you my plans. And again, this is why just focus on the compliance versus non-compliance. Don't really focus on the little micro details, because more than likely she's not going to tell you the truth.
In 2 miles, take exit 94 for Security Boulevard.
So it's just best not to worry about it. The only thing you need to to be worried about is she compliant, is she being submissive, and is she allowing things to go forward as a motherfucker is going 100 miles an hour in the 55. Because I'm already speeding. I'm going 70, and these dudes are zooming right by me. Oh, man. But I digress. So, you know, just, especially you guys that are like new to dating, especially you guys that are like inexperienced, for now, just focus on compliance versus non-compliance. Now, this changes when a woman's interest in you is like a 9 or a 10. When a woman's interest in you is super, super high to the point where they're worshiping you and, you know, you're all they think about. When a woman's interest in you is that high, things begin to get tricky, okay? I've learned over, you know, years and decades of experience dealing with women that when a woman's interest crosses into the 9-10 area, they'll begin...
Take exit 94 for Security Boulevard.
I might actually turn that off. They'll begin doing things that seems like they have low interest in you, but you really got to read the actions, right? So they'll go from hanging out with you all the time to not really wanting to see you, and initially it'll just seem like she's not interested in you anymore, or she's talking to another guy. But you know, when a woman's interest gets too high in you,
94 and merge onto Security Boulevard.
I don't want to say they begin overthinking everything, because women don't think in the way that men do, right? When we think about thinking, we think of like a step-by-step logical process. We try to find out, we try to isolate the why something is happening and how can we prevent it from happening again, or how can we make it happen again, you know,
merge onto Security Boulevard,
to get
then turn right onto Ingleside
the
Avenue.
results that we want. A man's mind is focused on order. A woman's mind is focused on chaos, except for when it comes to
At the
survival.
light, turn right onto Ingleside Avenue, then turn left
So,
onto North Forest Park
when
Avenue.
a woman's interest in you begins to get too high, she begins to overfeel everything, right? She'll begin to think, damn, this feels really good. It feels too good. What's going to happen if that feeling goes away? Oh my God, I don't... Shut up, GPS. Oh my God, this feels good. This feels too good. What's going to happen if the feeling goes away? Matter of fact, I better just pull back so I don't keep getting this feeling, so I don't get hurt in the future. This is the shit that women's minds come up with when their interest in you is very high. So they'll decline your plans to hang out, but they'll continue to follow you around, stalk you around, and make sure that they're in your area. They'll pop up in places you wouldn't expect to see them. You know, they'll stalk your social media. They'll do all the fucking feminine shit that you see in movies and shit when their interest is too high. Now, if you know what you're doing, you can take a very high interest woman and bring her back down to planet Earth. You can get her to start complying again, but that takes a certain level of game. But without overcomplicating things, the whole reason I'm making this video is because a lot of the shit you guys ask me, it can just be summarized into compliance versus non-compliance. Now, again, because I know I attract nerds that want to learn all the fucking biomechanics and shit, I already know what the next question is going to be. But Chris, what if you meet a woman and her interest is already a 9 out of 10, a 10 out of 10 in you? Well, I'm going to just be blunt with you. Until you get to a certain level, it's going to be very hard for you to read their actions and tell, is she being non-compliant because she doesn't like you? Or is she being non-compliant because she doesn't want to get any closer to you because she feels like she can't have you? Women begin to get that way if they have high interest, if they feel like there's something that would prevent the relationship from going forward. Could be an age difference, it could be a location difference, it could be that she doesn't want to, you know, make her parents angry at her for bringing home a guy that's of a different race. It could be a lot of things, and these are things that a woman is not going to fucking tell you. This is why, again, you gotta just focus on compliance versus non-compliance. Because at the end of the day, guys, this is something that annoys me when it comes to TikTokers and YouTubers. They don't seem to understand that a woman can like you and still reject you, okay? A woman can be in love with you and still reject you, right? The chick that I told y'all, who I met at Tropical Smoothie, she was like working behind the counter, and then she followed me on Instagram like months later. I don't know how she got my Instagram. And I didn't put two and two together who she was until after we stopped talking. But her interest was very high, right? The first time I DM'd her, we were, texting all day, right? She was giving instant replies. I'm talking like, I don't know how women text this fast. Like, I would send her a message, and then I would go to put my phone down to resume what I was doing. And before I would put my phone down, she would have sent like 2 fucking sentences already. I don't know how they text that fast. But she had super high interest. Like, she was like waiting like for me to say something to her, right? And then a day later, right, I sent her a message, and she just ignored it, right? Now, because I know what I'm doing, I knew what to do next. I sent her a follow-up message like, hey, you don't usually ignore me. Is something wrong? And then she basically said, something along the lines of, I know you're looking for a girlfriend, and I'd rather just not continue. Keep in mind, I didn't ask her to be my girlfriend. I didn't ask her out. I didn't say anything to her that would indicate that I was interested in her in that way. But why did she say that? Because she was thinking of me in that way, and she probably figured that the relationship wasn't going to happen. So she preferred to just distance herself, right? And I respected it. I told her it was nice speaking with you, and that was the last time we ever spoke. She still follows me on Instagram, but I mostly asked because I was curious, but at the end of the day, it doesn't really fucking matter. Women can reject you even if they like you. Women can get distance from you even if they like you. Women can decline to move things forward even if they like you. That's why, for the most part, just focus on compliance versus non-compliance, because at the end of the my phone ran out of memory while I was recording that video, which is a sign that the video was too long. I intended for it to be a short video, but I got carried away again. Anyways, so getting to the point, or finishing the point of this video, a woman can reject you even if she likes you, especially if her interest is high. Especially if her interest is high. The reason this doesn't matter is because you're trying to move things forward. If you're trying to move things forward and the chick isn't, right, even if she likes you, do you really want to keep wasting your energy on the chick who you want to make something happen with, who isn't making things happen with you, because she fucking invented some shit in her, female brain? Just don't even bother trying to figure this shit out, man. Whatever reason a woman is not being compliant with you, it doesn't fucking matter, because you can be taking that same energy that you're using to try to figure out why this chick is doing what she's doing, take that same energy and spend it on the chick who is moving things forward, who is being compliant, who is being submissive. I'm gonna keep it a stack with you, man. Like, I prefer a woman's interest to be like an 8 or a 7, because that's high enough interest for a woman to comply and be submissive and make things happen without causing drama to your life. But when a woman, when that interest hits a 9 or a 10, now they just start acting fucking weird. My friends They know a lot of the stories, man. They know I've sent them messages, I've shown them messages, I've shown them, proof of the insanity, and they experience it too. When you get to a certain level, when you're young, when you're 14, 15, 16, and you don't really know what you're doing, it's going to be rare for you to find women that have super, super high interest in you like that. They're usually going to be a 5, 6, 7, or 8. But once you really start to know what you're doing and you learn the tricks of the trade, man, the insanity that a chick who had a 9 out of 10 interest in you, when you were a teenager, right? That insanity becomes the norm because you get to a level where a lot of chicks who like you a little too much. And again, right? Men that don't get chicks, they say stuff like, I want a woman obsessed with me, I want a woman to worship me. No, you don't. Trust me when I say that. Because think about what the fuck I just said. And I'm gonna be honest, a lot of the times women are doing you guys a favor if they have super high interest and they're not moving things forward. Because let's say y'all do move things forward and you decide that the relationship isn't worth it anymore and you leave. What do you think is going to happen when you leave a woman who has 10 out of 10, 9 out of 10 interest in you? You think they're just going to leave quietly and not say or do anything? No, that's not how a woman's brain works. If a woman's interest in you was only a 7, only an 8, and you leave, they didn't really give a fuck about you anyways. They liked you enough to entertain a date, to entertain a one-night stand, but they didn't have attachment to you yet. Now, they could get more attached to you after the date or after you fuck her, but if her interest only stays a 7 or an 8, you really don't got nothing to worry about if you leave. But if you leave a woman who has a 10 out of 10 interest, 9 out of 10 interest, you fuckers saw it on my channel, where I dumped a chick 10 years ago, forgot she fucking existed, and then she came back on my stream. But that's when I caught her though. Before she even crashed my stream, she was spreading rumors about me, to the community I used to be in. So yeah, like a lot of times they're doing you a favor, right? If a woman's interest is super high in you and they don't want to move things forward, it's honestly best if you just don't let her move things forward, because she's already showing you weakness. Something that I always talk about on my channel, natural law of being strong and attracting what you are. If you're a strong individual and you meet a woman who likes you, who isn't strong enough to move forward with her feelings, why the fuck are you talking to her in the first place? What's gonna happen if you introduce a chick like that into your life and you decide to leave because she wasn't strong enough? Just think about what the fuck I just said. Anyways, this video has gone on long enough, and it's ironic I'm ending it like right when there's a traffic jam a couple of miles from where I live. Because Baltimore is a small city, man. It really doesn't take that long to get from one side of the city to the other, unless there's fucking traffic. Which, fuck, I hope the traffic goes away, man, because I want to go swimming. It's still hot out. I want to go swimming before it starts fucking raining. So yeah, man, I'm going to merge these parts together. I'm going to upload it, and I'm going to hit the fucking pool. And yeah, the next video I make is going to be... I mean, this video was already controversial, but it needed to be made because... like a lot of you guys, y'all just focus on stuff that doesn't matter, man, when it comes to these chicks. Ask a chick out, ask her if she wants to fuck, ask if she wants to hang out, ask her whatever you want to ask her, make your intentions clear, right? And she's either going to comply and submit to what you want to do, or she's not. And if she doesn't, move on, right? Because why she rejected you doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things in terms of trying to move things forward. So just focus on that, and as you guys get more experience, once you guys see how easy this shit is, and once you guys just really understand the game and really understand what's going on, you get to a point where you don't even need videos like this. But every time somebody asks me a simple question when it comes to these chicks, I'm just going to show them this video. It was way longer than I wanted it to be, but it took me 30 minutes to get back to Baltimore, so whatever. I guess I used the time productively. But yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.